instead of using that thing. So it's 1 versus 1. Ricky, Sidher has Tarmogizzle in play.
Against an Augur Bolas. Bunch of lands. I assume that we have a...
Drawing with Azorius Charm. Azorius Charm is so bad at winning a Tarmogoyf attrition fight.
Yeah.
It's really bad at that. What's good against Tarmogoyf in a fair fight?
Against Tarmogoyf or Thragtusk?
I'm sorry. Thragtusk in a fair fight.
I think that Thundermaw, Hellkite, and Rogue's Passage are the cards.
How about this one?
This is also not shabby.
That's not too bad.
That's the Captain.
So,
or the Reaver,
Drug
rather.
Skull Reaver. So, anytime you gain life, draw a card, right?
Yep.
So
and it's a life-linking double striker.
So you can draw a lot of cards. And then there's other cards that just gain life, like Sphinx's Revelation, which in fact draws cards by itself. Still. The Reaver.
Let's see if we have an answer here.
What's Ricky got for fairsies? Any fair stuff? Mizium Mortars, Attention Sphere, Pillar.
Yeah.
A lot of these red cards can't be in his deck right now, though.
Yep. He just drew 5. I think on his turn he just untapped, drew 5 with Sphinx's Revelation, and discards and says go.
I mean, you got to take your spot while your opponent's tapped out for his bomb. No choice. So, boom, he's going to hit for 100, draw cards. Boom, Tannon, Grace, damages again, and boom. So, see some life total adjustments here, going both ways twice. Augur Bolas. This is the kind of deck I love. I love like dirty little utility 2-for-1s.
Yeah.
You hate this stuff, right?
Implied but not actual card advantage.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
like this is card advantage if you attack me with a 2-1.
Right.
Otherwise, I just maybe drew a thing twice.
So, the Augur just found a Sphinx's Revelation, and Tannon's just going to pass the turn back.
Just walking into this game, it looked like Ricky was way ahead, and then
the
Drug Skull Reaver.
Good once it's in play. All right, we're going to go ahead and Azorius Charm the Thragtusk. That's going to induce a Restoration Angel out of Ricky.
I'm curious as to why you, I mean, because you will plan to dissipate it or something?
It's possible, like, he just wants to use his mana on other things, and he's happy if Ricky draws a Thragtusk next turn instead of something else. It's probably a mana consideration.
Fair enough.
Would be my guess.
Well, we didn't. What he got Sphinx's Revelation with Augur Bolas, right?
Right. So you want also, like, once you have the Reaver in play, once the Reaver is in play and live, you sort of just want to be casting stuff because you're drawing so many cards.
He's a constant stream of card advantage. Yeah. So like any 1-for-1 you can get, or any, I guess any tempo you could get, even if you're giving him another Thragtusk, you don't care that much. Okay, yeah. I buy it.
I would guess that's the.
Like, have you ever been in a Sphinx on Sphinx fight where, you know, I draw 1, you draw 2, I draw 4?
I've witnessed. I've never been part of it myself.
I find those to be miserable.
They're not good. It's not good.
Oh, he pays 2. He's so rich. Is he paying 2?
Yes. I mean, life total is not really a huge concern for him right now.
Much respect to that Drug Skull Reaver.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Another Augur.
He can't get cards out of his hand fast enough. They keep refilling.
Yeah. All right, looks like we just missed. Oh no, never mind. We did the opposite of missing. We found a Sphinx's Revelation.
Too bad he can't aim that at your opponent, right? Because at some
just
point,
yeah.
I don't want any more of this.
So the Reaver there is a singleton in his sideboard. It looks like.
I agree with your version of events.
Very impressive.
So.
All right, all 3 Augurs going into the Thragtusk.
I like that block.
Yeah, I do too.
It's hard to get. I mean, you could get some value out of it, but
it's also the Thragtusk is much better in the graveyard. Obviously, you don't have to worry about Restoration Angel as much anymore.
And Tannon, like you said, doesn't care about the actual Richard Garfield's rules of the game. He's playing a different game already.
Right. So one Augur is going to bite it. We're going to get another Centaur, presumably.
Beast.
Or Beast, rather. Sorry. They're both green 3/3s. It's the same card.
Well, it matters if he wants to do Tension Spear then.
Sure.
And that's so gorgeous. Like, he only killed 1/1/3 in that whole scrum of 4 fighters. The
upside was pretty high to that block, and the risk was fairly low. We just found a Snapcaster Mage, which is devastating now with the Azorius Charms in the graveyard. Because Ricky just can't play the same sort of efficiency game that Tannon's playing right now.
Absolutely not. And I'm not even sure what Ricky's plan here is. Like, he really can't win the game as long as Reaver keeps coming, right?
Yes, it's impossible.
It's like impossible. So he has to play a game that presumes getting rid of the Reaver. But then what? We know that Tannon's got multiple Sphinx's Revelations and a full hand and, make a list.
Yeah, I mean, you might actually have to be playing for decking him right now, honestly. You're, like, winning through damage at this point, give me a break,
But if that's the case, you also still have to stay high enough that you just don't get killed by the Reaver.
Yeah, no, he's...
Does he have Tameo? Tameo might
he's losing the game on multiple fronts.
He does not have Tameo. He has an Oblivion Ring in his sideboard. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the main deck. Ricky has Planeswalkers. He has Jason in his main deck. One small Jason. He has Silklash Spider.
So it looks like Ricky is going for a Revelation for a Revelation for 5 here with 2 up. And Tannon's going to try to syncopate it.
Negate.
Draws a negate, and I assume we're going to negate back. And Tannon still has access for Snapcaster negate on his turn. So
that's nice.
Tannon actually had to be pretty thrilled with that Revelation there.
Let him get cards out of his hand.
Yeah. And he got to trade with presumably 2 of the most threatening cards that Ricky could have, which is negate and Sphinx's Revelation.
You like this send 9?
There's no reason not to, I guess. If I'm Tannon, I'm probably happy to just take my lumps here.
I agree. Do you think Ricky, what tools does Ricky need here? Like, he has a Silklash Spider, he has Supreme Verdict, he has Cyclonic Rift, but I don't know if he has any of them in his deck right now.
Right.
Tapping down. Is that
another Thragtusk?
I thought it was Spider. If it had been Spider, it might have been a completely different game. Like, so Tannon probably just doesn't give a hang about a Thragtusk.
No, it doesn't matter. Not the type of card that Ricky needs to claw his way back into this game.
A lot of thinking going on, so we have a Hunt Master. Same profile.
Yeah, right.
If you're Tannon's drugstore, you're like, oh, how clever, you're gaining 2.
Yeah. Again, and you had to assume that Tannon probably has the ability to sort of sweep any of this stuff up at a moment's notice.
Tannon's just doing a tiny Sphinx's Revelation here, but he still gets extra draw because of the Reaver. I can live with that, right? 4 mana, Revelation, draw 2.
Again, it's just like the logjam that Tannon has right now is mana way more than cards. It's not even like he's down cards on the exchange.
Because he keeps drawing X's. It's like...
The worst thing that he can do for his efficiency right now is just not cast stuff.
Agreed.
Doesn't even matter if he's getting maximum value. Just do things. And you'll be able to overwhelm what Ricky's up to here.
Clifftop Retreat, up. It's way happier than last round's Glacial Fortress. Is that Staticaster?
No, I think that's a Counterflux.
Oh, Counterflux. It makes way more sense. What would he possibly Staticast?
So yeah, at this point we're so far ahead on cards that we can actually Supreme Verdict away our board. basically to keep Ricky in check. And now we can start going on like the revelation plan.
Just kind of
gas
play
back up.
Kind of play like Plan A, right?
Yeah.
We were on Plan Cubed a minute ago.
Oh, we have a memory adept in our hand too.
Do you think he would? His plan is to play that as a win condition or as a grinder?
Win condition. It's impossible for him to grind any more than he already has. He has multiple Sphinx's Revelations left in his hand. Like we don't need to. We've grinded too much. It's time to turn it on the Jets. Yep. So we're gonna Oblivion Ring. That again allows us to keep Snapcaster plus
Counterspell, sure, or he has counter flux or whatever.
Right. And now next turn, then next turn we can easily land Memory Adept, and then
with multiple defensive.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we start going upstairs on Ricky's deck, I assume.
I like it. I think that's a good rich people thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, we sort of got in obviously late into this game and into this match, but I've been a big fan of the way that Tannon's played this.
Counterflux.
Yep. So no Jace.
So look, don't even bother getting to a Snapcaster negate fight, right? Like.
No. Because the Snapcaster has so much more value once the Counterflux is in your graveyard because it's another target.
You also really want to make sure that Jace goes to the graveyard so that you can land your Jace, right? Like, so the downside of failure is very high.
Yeah.
Ricky, a land.
Yeah, Ricky,
time to count.
Ricky doesn't have. This is turn 0 of extra turns.
4:50 on the clock, bro.
Well, that clock might be from our last match. I'm not sure if that's accurate.
I assume that he's just counting for Jace activation.
Well, he's gonna Thought Scour Ricky, I think.
Fair enough.
We just drew a Dispel, which is another
real card.
Another awesome card to have here. If Tannon has 3 turns, I think that's enough time to get this Jace party going.
Tenya. Ooh.
That's.
No, you just counterspell the Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
Yep, correct. Don't give him a body.
Yeah, no body against your Planeswalker.
And Brains.
Bunch of cards, they're all gone. And Tannon actually still has Dispel up still.
Still had all these.
Yeah.
I mean, he still had all these Sphinx's Revelations, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have to assume we're in range of decking.
Tough but fair. Oh, he's got Azorius Charm, right?
Yeah.
Turn 2. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Tannon's gonna have turn 4. Right? Oh, it's turn 3. That's different from turn 2.
Yeah, Tannon has 1 more turn.
Yeah, but that's not enough to kill Ricky unless he has a make you draw, right?
Are we positive?
If it's turn 3.
He can also like draw cards and try to find. All right, yeah. It looked like he had enough.
He had enough.
Yeah, Ricky didn't have enough cards left in his deck to survive the 5th activation. Tannon just flashed a hand of like multiple Azorius and Instant Charms.
Okay.
Which induced the concession. So